everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful moss stitch. This is a super easy stitch pattern that's just one row of stitch repeats. And as you can see, it shows off colors in a very beautiful way. You can do as many colors as you like, and we're going to use very simple stitches. Now, we're going to do the full video tutorial step by step today, but you can also find the written pattern and a full photo tutorial over at the blog. That way you can refer back to it anytime you want and refresh your memory, or just check back and look at it if you have it in a pattern or something like that. So let's get started. The crochet moss stitch is worked over any even number for your starting chain. So you could do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so forth until you get your starting chain about as wide as you would like it to be, okay? So we're going to begin by putting a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop, bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. So we're going to do 24 chains to start, but again, any even number is totally fine that you would like to do, okay? So to make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Again, any even number is fine. So here is our starting chain. It'll give you kind of an idea of what we have here. Okay, so for row 1, what we're going to do is begin by putting a single crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So this loop here on our hook does not count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in that 4th chain from the hook, we'll work a single crochet. Insert the hook into that chain and bring up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on the hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. So single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Same thing we did before. And then we'll just repeat this across. So chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet, and so forth all the way across. So chain 1, skip the next chain, work a single crochet. Now you may have more or less chains that you did, but if you want to hang out and keep watching, or you can skip ahead, feel free to do either. Skip the next chain, and the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Then chain 1, skip the next chain, and in the last chain that you come to, work a single crochet. And now row 1 is complete. So it should look like this, okay? It may be a little narrower or wider depending on your starting chains. Okay, let's move on to row 2. For row 2, we're gonna stick with this pink, but later on in the video, this particular stitch pattern, the crochet moss stitch, really pops when you change colors every row. So we'll stick with the same color just to learn, and then later on we'll switch colors and I'll show you the difference, okay? So for row 2, now row 2 is the row you repeat for the rest of the crochet moss stitch, however many times you want to repeat it. So for row 2, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn our work, okay? Then we're going to work a single crochet, and in the written pattern over at the blog, it's called the chain 1 space. So remember we did the chain 1, that created a space in between our single crochets, okay? So you can see a single crochet here, and so forth. And you can see sort of these kind of like decorative holes that we've created. So in that first hole, we're going to work a single crochet in that chain 1 space. So insert the hook into that chain 1 space and bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. Okay? Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to repeat it across, okay? So go down in between the next 2 single crochets, that chain 1 space, work a single crochet, okay? Chain 1. Always be sure to put that chain 1 in between so that you can work it into the chain 1 space each time you make a row. So the next row you'll be looking for that chain 1 space, okay? So we did a chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space in between. You can see they're almost like, looks like stitchy clusters. So go in between them and there's always like a decorative hole there, okay? So work a single crochet in that chain 1 space, chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, all the way across. Okay, so go in the next one, single crochet in that chain 1 space, then chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. Now, when you get to the end of the row, we just did a chain 1. We have one more single crochet. You can kind of see it here. And then you have our turning chain. We're going to go in that turning chain space and work a single crochet to finish the row. Okay? So just like that. Now, it doesn't really look like much in one color, but now we know the technique, okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to add a new color in. I'm going to start over. I'm going to kind of back up, so we're going to do 1 row per color, but I wanted to show you the technique. Okay, so I went and pulled that last row out so you could see. So what we're going to do is cut the yarn. Now, I will say there are lots and lots of ways to join a new ball of yarn when you end a row. I like to cut mine and just tie it right on and then weave in the ends later, but there's lots of different ways to do it. If you have a preferred way of doing it other than what I'm doing, please feel free to do that. So what we're going to do, I cut the yarn and we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and just pull that tail through, okay? Now go ahead and grab your next color. I have some aqua here that I thought would look really nice with this bright pink, very happy looking. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of yarn. Now, go back into that last stitch that you worked, and we can come in a little bit so you can see better here. So go into that last stitch where you worked, where you fastened off, reinsert your hook, and then just hook it right on, okay? Pull it through. And we're just repeating row 2. We've already done this. I just wanted to show you in another color because it really makes those colors shine, okay? All right, so I tied the new yarn on. Now you're going to just kind of get those ends out of the way. You're going to reinsert the hook back into that same stitch, bring up a loop, and now we're just going to repeat row 2 again, but with a new color. That's all. So chain 2, this will look very familiar. Turn your work. Now, go in between those first 2 stitches, those first 2 single crochets of the row, and you're going to work a single crochet, then a chain 1. Go in that next chain 1 space, single crochet, and chain 1. Go in between the next 2 in that chain 1 space, single crochet, and chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. We'll go through this a little bit quicker this time. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. Again, we're working in those chain 1 spaces. I'm just kind of zipping through it a little bit quicker here so you can see it, okay? Single crochet, whoops, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. And then remember, we have one more single crochet at the end here, and then our turning chain. Go in that turning chain space and work a single crochet to finish up the row, okay? So you can see how much different that looks now, okay? Now, if you've mastered it, feel free to move on. Let's add a third color just to see, okay? So wrap the yarn around the hook to fasten off, same thing we did before. Now I'm gonna grab some blue. This is really fun because the colors change so frequently. This is also a great stitch to do with a self-striping yarn as well. It's a really fun way to display your stitches and display all those fun stripes if you have a self-striping yarn, okay? So we're just gonna tie this right on. Same thing we did before. Now you notice when you change colors frequently, you'll have lots of ends, but that's okay. All right, now, again, we're just going to repeat row 2 once more. So bring up a loop with that new yarn, chain 2, and turn your work. Now go into that first chain 1 space, work a single crochet, and chain 1. Go in the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1. Next space, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. I'm kind of moving along pretty quickly here just to show you how much fun it is when you swap colors with this stitch. Okay, so we're just reviewing row 2. We're just repeating row 2. Okay, so moving right along, we get a little bit more yarn here. You can see how gorgeous this looks together and how really it just kind of punctuates with those colors. All right, so we did a chain 1, next space, single crochet, chain 1, and then to finish the row, we just did a chain 1. We're going to work in that turning chain space. So here's the last single crochet of the row. Here's where the turning chain was from the previous row. So right in that space, we're going to work a single crochet. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what it looked like in a couple of different colors. I'm going to work a few more colors just to get the full view of the color repeats, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I worked a few more rows of the moss stitch and it looks very beautiful. You can see as you progress with your rows how lovely those colors look. It's just like little bursts or pockets of color. So you can just keep repeating row 2 for as long as you like, and that will determine the height of your piece. You can add more than 3 colors if you want. You could do a whole rainbow of colors. So that is how you crochet the moss stitch. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest FiberFlux video updates. Thanks again.